In the summer of 2023, we traveled to Yellowstone National Park, a trip I had longed to make for a while. Most people go to Yellowstone for the geysers and hot springs, but I was really looking for wildlife. People don't always realize that there is a lot of wildlife in Yellowstone. Not ever being there before, I did have to take in Old Faithful and stop at several of the other hot springs and geysers, but that wasn't what I was really after. The bison, or buffalo, their colloquial name, were not disappointing. On the first morning, traveling down the road from the West Gate, we came across a herd grazing and relaxing in a field not far from the road. We stopped and got up close to them, not too close, trying not to disturb them, as there was a crowd of others doing the same thing. Do you know that the bison in Yellowstone have lived there continuously since prehistoric times, and it is the only place in the U.S. where this is true? In the early 1900s, the herd here was reduced to about 24 animals by hunting and poaching. Today, the herd is around 6,000 animals through the efforts of many conservationists and naturalists. There were quite a few red dogs around, staying close to their mamas. That is what baby bison are called, because of their color. We stayed and enjoyed the experience for quite a while. Some were feeding and others were relaxing and chewing their cud. After a while, we moved on around the lower circle in the park, taking in some geysers and hot springs, including, of course, Old Faithful. Heading up the east side, we came across some elk. They are beautiful creatures. We also came across a mama grizzly sleeping under a tree, and right above it, in the tree, was its cub, also taking a nap. As we traveled along, we saw more bison feeding along the side of the road. They seem to be all over the place. They are allowed to roam free in the park. The next morning, we again saw them here and there as we traveled. They really are magnificent animals, huge, majestic, and wild. They seem to be used to having people around and seem pretty docile. But don't get too close and tick them off, as they can move a lot quicker than you might think, and some people get injured by them every year for not respecting that they are wild. Visiting the bison and walking among them is an experience I will never forget.